Welcome, Gemini, to your mid-month love reading for June to July. And thank you so much for tuning into my channel. Now, this is a general reading, Gemini, so please take what resonates and let everything else go. Now, this month has some pretty powerful energy here. Now, you start out with the overall energy of the Tower. Now, the Tower talks about some sudden event that comes in out of the blue like a thunderbolt. Now, for some of you, if you are in a relationship, I feel like there could be something here that is really shaking up an existing relationship. And I feel like for some of you, this could even be the ending of a relationship here for some of you that is really quite sudden and quite unexpected. Now, I hate to give negative messages when it comes to love, but I'm just going to interpret the cards as they come out. I only use jumpers. So jumpers are the cards that when I'm meditating and focusing on your reading, these cards fly out of the deck as I am shuffling and meditating. And I must admit, Gemini, your cards actually flew out. So I feel like these messages are quite significant for a lot of you. Now, for some that are actually in a relationship, as I said, I feel like there could be some quite drastic energy coming through for you over the next few weeks. And this is energy that is actually going to be changing the situation that you have been in. But what I feel for you is that you are actually expecting this, and this is in a way quite welcome for a lot of Geminis. I feel that this could potentially, seeing what the tower always is energy that comes in suddenly, that's quite unexpected, and although it seems negative on the surface, is always for our greater good. So I feel like for a lot of you, this is a really extreme situation, and it talks about like the calm before the storm here for a lot of you. And it's going to talk about some drastic changes that's coming up for your relationship here, Gemini. Now, in a way, I'm feeling like this is a lot of inner feelings that you are having about your relationship. There's a lot of worry here. You've got the 9, that this is it's the darkest fears card in the Psychic Tarot deck, but this would traditionally be the 9 of Swords. So I feel like for a lot of you, there is worries about your relationship and where it's going. And it's something that's coming from deep inside of you, Gemini. But for those of you in a relationship, I feel like there could be some chaotic stuff happening here, and it is creating these worries, these sleepless nights. But for those of you that are not in a relationship, this is a new relationship that is happening suddenly and with great force. It's like this surge of adrenaline that you are feeling when you meet this person. It's quite an intense emotional reaction to this new relationship, and it really seems monumentous and important and life-changing when you have met this person. Now, you've got the release card there, which traditionally is the death card. And this is a Scorpio energy. So for some of you, you could actually just have met Scorpio. And this is really some intense energy if you've just met that person. It's really speedy, it's thrilling, it's almost like you're caught in this furnace of emotion here, and it's passionate, and there's a lot of sexual tension going on here, and it's almost like it's a bit unsettling. It's so intense that it has that sort of feeling. But for those of you that are actually in a relationship, I feel there could be a breakup here. I hate saying this, but I've got to read the messages as they come to me, Gemini. So, as I said, if your relationship is wonderful and happy, please disregard this because this has nothing to do with you. But for some of you out there, I feel like there is a breakup of a relationship, or you've just broken up, and it's very dramatic, and it's creating a lot of worries, a lot of sleepless nights for you. And I feel like this is something that's been quite sudden. The Tower is always sudden energy, things that happen out of the blue that you're not expecting. And it's almost like there's been this build-up of tension. And when it actually happens, this breakup actually happens, it's quite traumatic. I mean, all breakups are a little bit traumatic. Then it's very rarely an amicable, yeah, we don't really get on, it's time to move on. It's rarely like that. So I feel like there is this quite sudden shake-up to a relationship that is causing some tension and some stress. But in saying that, you've got the, apart from that darkest fears card, which is those sleepless nights, that worry, you've got the clarity of belief. And this is like the Ace of Swords. And this is the sword of truth. This is that, that card that comes in, it cuts out all the BS. You really have, you've got clarity here. You've got, you're able to, there's like a transformation here when you get that clarity of belief card. And there's a great potential to define who you really are at this time. And you're able to sort of determine what your beliefs are regarding love and commitment. And you're able to get rid of any of that outdated idea about how a relationship should function and what the proper roles should be. I feel like there's a real shake-up in any existing relationships. Sorry guys, I'm just gonna let that phone call go. I've been getting these ridiculous, not prank calls, but those calls that you pick up and there's no one there, so please ignore that. It'll go in a minute. I do apologize. But I feel like there's also a different relationship that is required of you, or a different strategy for success when it comes to relationships here. And you really need to be flexible and open-minded when it comes to relationships. But all ones are aces, and I feel like aces are beginnings. So you've got this quite tumultuous thunderbolt energy coming from the Tower, this ending and release that's coming from that 13 card, the Death card, and there's this newness coming into your life when it comes to relationships. And, I feel like this Ace of Swords brings a breath of fresh air to the way you think about love and partnerships as well. And it's going to bring you a lot of clarity, and it's going to allow you to communicate your feelings, your thoughts, your ideas really easily, because that Ace of Swords is all about communication. It's all about bringing in information, and it's going to really allow you to explain how you would like to see a relationship change or how you want it to grow. So whether you're in a relationship, whether you've just started out on this way intense energy of this new relationship, like if you've just met someone, it's quite intense. And Scorpio energy is very intense as well. So for a lot of you, I do feel like there could be this new relationship here. But whichever scenario you are in here, I feel like the communication is quite open, and you're going to be able to express your feelings, your thoughts, your ideas quite easily. And you're going to be able to act on any new sort of insights that you get to transform your relationships as well. So whether you want to try and mend a relationship that hasn't been going that well, and you are opening up the communication here and being able to really express yourself and your feelings, or whether this is a brand new relationship with a lot of intense energy, a lot of sexual energy, a lot of magnetism here, you're going to be able to express your feelings and how you want the relationship to go, how you believe relationships should be. There's some great communication here. Now, as I mentioned, you've got that 13 there, that release card. This is that card that allows you to discard and shed and end anything that hasn't been working in your favor. You're able to really transform, and this is a card of freedom and empowerment. So I'm just loving this energy here for you, Gemini. It's an opportunity for renewal around affairs of the heart here, and it's quite possible that this renewal is going to happen because of that Tower energy. So something is crumbling, something that isn't working for you is breaking down, and you are able to now let it go, and you're able to discover what remains. And from there, what is left is truly yours. And, sometimes in relationships, you may feel like you need to hold on tightly to those you love, even if they don't return love to you. So for some of you, I'm feeling like you could be involved in a relationship here where it's one-sided. You are either allowing yourself to be loved and adored, but you don't feel the same way towards that person, or vice versa. You absolutely love and adore the person that you were involved with, but they're not reciprocating those feelings. So this can lead to a lot of tension and a lot of unhappiness for everyone that's involved. So, even if things break down, it's going to be for the better, Gemini. And holding on too tightly to any relationship, even if it's a good one, doesn't allow the relationship to breathe and to grow. So if you feel like you've you are in one of these relationships where you are really sort of being grabbed and hung on too tightly, this isn't healthy, and it's really restricting you. So you really need to sort of, I feel like this energy of the Tower is really good for you. You need to discard any of that kind of energy and just allow the relationship to transform and see what happens. And if you're not in a relationship where you are completely happy, then I feel like you should let that one go, because by doing that, you're going to allow the perfect one to appear in your life here. So shed any beliefs and behaviors that don't serve you, Gemini, and allow the good relationships to come in. So I hope that resonated with you. I hope I didn't go on too long. I always wanted my love readings just to be short and sweet, but they always end up longer than I expected. So this really, as I said, for those of you in a relationship where you're not feeling the greatest, I feel like the next few weeks is going to be able to be allowing you to release that. And those of you that are just starting a relationship, there is one almighty intense relationship here with a lot of sexual tension. I'm loving that for you, Gemini. Make sure it is balanced though. So have a great few weeks. If you aren't really interested in love and you'd like more of a general overview, I do have general readings as well. So I'll leave a link in this one for you to click on and check that out. Have a great 4 weeks, Gemini, and I'll see you next month. Bye.